gentlemen, a short view back to the past. 30 years ago, Niki Lauda told us, take a monkey, place him into the cockpit, and he is able to drive the car. 30 years later, Sebastian told us, I had to start my car like a computer. It's very complicated. And Nico Rosberg said that during the race, I don't remember what race, he pressed the wrong button on the wheel. Question for you all. Is Formula 1 driving today too complicated with 20 and more buttons on the wheel? Are you too much under effort, under pressure? What are your wishes for the future concerning the technical program during the race? Less buttons, more? Or less and more communication with your engineers? Well, let me know in the comment section below. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you're all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5. Where today we are looking at a short view back to the past right here with this. This is a law-friendly version of the Bugatti Type 35 with also some little bits here of the Amilcar CC and the Amilcar CGSS. No, I don't know what those cars are either, other than the Bugatti. That one's a cool one. So this is the Truffade A-Type, and it looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if we have a car that's this sort of era already that's law-friendly. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but all I know is this has a bunch of tuning parts for it, which means we're going to get a couple of builds out of this. It's something different, and I like different. I want to test myself, and also just a great excuse to check out this. And actually, I think this side of the road is probably the best place for it. So here it is. Here's the car. There is not much going on because there's not much car to see, really. It's got a very pointed rear end, very aerodynamic looking. And then we have this front end. Hopefully we can get some little... I don't think you can really hot rod this. This is like pre-hot rod. Or is it? Did they hot rod this sort of thing from this era? Maybe not a Bugatti. I kind of want to see if you can though. I'm not sure if the tuning parts are going to allow us to do that. Now, there is no door. However, we do have the options of what is apparently the hood and the trunk, which is just the two doors at the front. And underneath you can see our very, very big engine. So we have a nice straight six with our exhausts coming out of the side here. Looking very cool. I think these doors are... well, they're not really attached to anything, really, we'll be honest. Maybe attached by a slither on this bar in the middle, but they kind of look a bit floaty, but that's fine. So onto the tuning parts for this thing. We have quite a few. On the front bumper here, we have the options of the stock. We have the vented bottom section. We have the secondary color. We have the chrome vent selection. We have the rusty one, which also adds rusty vents everywhere. Could be an interesting build. We have the remove front plate altogether, which actually I'm instantly preferring, I think. Then we have the vents and no front plate. I see, because remove front plate also got rid of these vents. By having this, we at least have the vents on this side bit, which is better. And then we have those in secondary color, chrome, and rust. I think I'm going to go for vents and no front plate on this one. On the rear bumper, it's basically just the options of a US style plate on this bit here, or a European or French style plate. It's obviously going to be an import. It's a European classic car. So I'm going to go with the French plate, which means I'm also going to go ahead and make this white. There we go, much better. On the exhaust, on our side exhausts, we have the stock, and then we have the whoa. So instead of having these individual ones down here, they are going to basically combine into one that comes out the back, which is very cool. But it kind of ruins the lines for me, so I might just keep the stock exhaust on that. On the chassis, we have extra light support down the front here. Interesting. We then also have that which is paintable. We then have a paintable trim as well. Interesting. Which is also making it just glossy if you wanted it gloss black. And then we have a couple of different combinations of that. I'm going to go for paintable everything, as I assume there's going to be some extra lights to come in a bit, which I think would be cool for this first build. On the grille, we have the stock. We have the remove badge. We have the radiator cap badge right there on the top. We then have the double badge if you want both. We have the rusty version. I think the next build we might have to play around with this rust look. And then we basically have different combinations. I think, actually... ooh... let's go for just the one on the radiator cap. On the hood, we have lots of options here. We have the stock, we have the hood strap right here. Just a nice strapping leather strap. We then have a hood strap with spare wheel. Oh, now we're talking. We've got lots of extras here. We then have that with the rusty wheel. Definitely going to have to play around with this rusty look. We have the chrome front. We have chrome front and strap. Then we have the wheel as well in all these different combinations. And then we have the rusty version as well. And all the combinations. I don't know. I've gone for like the paintable bit here. So I kind of want to see where we go with the paintable thing. But I quite like this chrome bit here. Actually, I'm going to go for chrome front. Seems we've got this chrome bit here. Let's just make it all chrome, which means I'm also going to go for the chrome vents to match on the side as well. Then on the fenders, we have the options of, okay, half fenders or full fenders. That's basically just changing these bits at the front. Not too sure on the fulls, so I think if we do go, they'll have to be for halves. We then also have the aero fenders, or we have the step fenders, which just instantly adds a lot more bulk to the car. I think I'm going to have to do 3 builds because there's definitely some combinations I want to try out in this video. For now, I think I want to keep it stock because I kind of want to keep it looking very raw. Then on the roof, we have the options of a windscreen, just this tiny little one here, a full windscreen, or the competition windscreen. Very, very small. I like the windscreens, but I want to do those in a different build, so I'm going to go with no. Then we can upgrade our engine, our brakes, our transmission. We have no suspension mods at all. We have no extras. We can add a turbo, and I imagine that's probably going to make this sound kind of weird. Yeah, you don't really expect these to have a dump valve sound in them, but I will say it's very quick. That was just instantaneous speed. Very good acceleration. Yeah, impressive speed. I mean, it's very small, it's very lightweight, so it's understandable. We also have some extras as well on the interior. Can we change our interior color? Oh, so this changes... Oh, this is done by the interior color. I think I kind of want to keep it dark or black because there isn't really much else to do. I just wanted to have it a little bit shiny. But it's nice to know that even this bit can change as well. There is actually... surprisingly, so many ideas that are in my head for different build combinations. I'm loving just the amount of different styles we can get with this. This is an awesome mod. Okay, for this one, I'm going to keep it as black. Just nice old gloss black. The dashboard color doesn't seem to change anything, so that's fine. We have the plate holder. This is actually going to be the option of a hand crank or a rusty hand crank. I really want to do this rusty build. I really want to see how it fits. I don't really need the crank on this one. I'm just going to go with stock on our trunk options, but not. We have our roll bar. Okay. Or we have the rusty roll bar. I'm actually going to go with the roll bar on this one. I feel like as it's looking like it's going to be a bit of a rally racer, I think we need the bull bar. Then we have our headlight options. We have our taped headlights. We have our headlight slit. These are very cool. We have the mesh covers. We then have the blinds covers, the rusty slit, and basically just rusty combinations of all of those. I mean, I quite like the mesh. I'm going to go with the mesh. We also have the options of side horns here. These aren't going to be fitting for this build in particular, so I'm going to keep that stock. We then also have rusty accents as well, so we can make all these bits rusty, which will be very useful for the next build. But for now, I'm going to keep it stock. And then we have 15 different liveries, which means I probably have to get rid of this chrome bit, don't I? So we have the A-Type Speciale Noir, which adds this bit to the back. We then also have this in Blanche. There we have Race 10. Race 10 nuts. Which we can't see because it's underneath the number plate. So I guess if we did have a racer, we should probably get rid of the number plate. But there you go. There is number 10. Then we have Deux Color Stripe. Two color stripe. Right there. So we have the red and the white with number 18. We then have the racer. I do like these with the old font as well. We have the LS Classic Car Festival. Very cool. Again, very law friendly. The 2003 Los Santos Classic Car Festival. Yeah, I'm not going to bother trying to guess the French numbers for that. Then we have the Pesta, number 63. Very modern now. We have the Equip Truffade. Again, this is quite like a classic one as well. We have the Pouvoir de Francais, which has the French flag if we were to change this middle part to white. Got some like old classic livery things here as well, which is very cool. Then we have the Numero 21 Racer, the 21, with a bunch of old classic things again. We have the Team Cable. We have the Atomic Team. And then we have the Bar Find, which I think is probably going to fit in with the Rust look in a minute. Well, I actually quite like the look of the LS Classic Car Festival sticker, because it's an enthusiast owned car that's been imported to the States, and he takes it on rallies and car festivals and stuff, and that's fun. I like that vibe. Now, wheels is going to be interesting because any wheel we pick is going to look a bit weird, and I think we're going to have to play with these in another build to try and make something a bit funky, because I don't think any of this is really going to work. I mean, that does look cool though, I will say. Actually, you know what? I was going to keep it like this, but let's be fun here. Let's do something completely off-road inspired. So I'm going to go for the retro steely just because it seems the most timeless, and keeping it in black I think is going to work great. It does work in other colors, but black just really suits it. So I'm going to go back to the chrome front, and this time I'm just going to add the leather strap just because I kind of like the vibe it has. And then, I don't know, maybe something like a surf blue. I kind of like this sort of like vintage blue look that we could get from this. I will say that with this chrome bit, just having this back bit colored does look a little off, so I think actually I'm going to go back on my chrome. It hasn't really worked out the way I'd hoped. Plus it also hides that number, which we didn't want to get rid of. Alternatively, I could just go for brushed aluminium, but it almost looks like the color we chose, but I think it actually works perfectly. It's either that or brushed steel. Actually, I'm going to go for brushed steel. So on V-Stancer, I'm going to make the tires a bit wider because we would have obviously bought these as more modern wheels, and so they would have come a bit wider. It's going to definitely change the handling characteristics in real life had we done this, but this is purely invented, so we could do what we want. And well, there's not really anything that needs to be done with any of this, I imagine, unless we were to just slightly increase our height here. And there we go. There's our off-roader. In fact, what we could do is just make it a bit dirty. There we go. We've got a little bit of dirt kicked up all along the back here, all underneath. There we go. Now, this light frame thing I thought was going to have more attachments of lights, but I guess maybe I just misread that. I guess it's just extra structural rigidity, but that's fine. So there we go with our first build. It's an interesting one. Actually, I've made this kind of goofy. I didn't realize how goofy this was until I started driving it like this. This is goofy. This is really goofy. This is not... No enthusiast is putting their wheels like this. I give up. I'm going back. Stock tires. There we go. That's better. Now I feel happy with myself. Now I'm just going to jump straight to the completed builds, and let's just see what I come up with, because I've got some ideas. They might not work out. So let's see. Okay, so here we are with the rusty build. Now, one thing that I've definitely noticed, because I have this rusty wheel on the side, these wheels are actually pretty solid looking, and you can't change the color of them, you can't make them look rusty, so it kind of looks a little bit odd if you were to go for this with the stock wheels. Sadly, we didn't have the option of a rusty wheel selection, but other than that, I have gone for rusty everything. I've gone for the livery that basically just makes it look like a barn find. We've got the rusty chrome along here, we've got all of this stuff all the way along here, we've got the rusty blinded lights, we've got all of this rusted as well, we've got the rusted turn thing, whatever you call that. And yes, this is very rusty, unless you look on the inside, in which case it's absolutely mint and wonderful. So there's that second build, and I thought it would look a little bit nicer than this. It hasn't really turned out exactly as I liked, but I like the fact that it's there as a vibe. I think it's the wheels looking too clean that's clashing for me. Okay, to fix this up a little bit, actually this has done a great deal to fix this. Turning up that dirt level basically makes it a lot more like a barn find. That now suits it a lot better. I still wish we could change the color of the wheels to match this bit and make them rusty, but other than that, actually, that's made it a lot better. I'm a lot happy with that one now. So now let's go for the third and final build. And actually, before we check out the final build, I decided to kick and dent this. Sadly, you can't really see much, but there's definitely supposed to be a little bit extra there just to give it a bit more character. But are you ready for the transformation on this final build? Because I think I've done an amazing job. And this is actually kind of going to be like a scale from worst to best if we're considering this like not build type, but like quality of car. This is the barn find. This is the still well used, but mostly standard. And then we have the hot rod. And I think I've done a really good job with this. I'm very happy with this. On the rear, it is completely smooth, which I think looks amazing. I've gone for these smoothed out, rodded wheels in red with the white banded tires. And I have, well, tried to... it would have been nice if I could have got a little bit less chrome, but this is fine. I've gone for the slitted headlamps I've gone for the paintable bit here to make just a red cross because I thought that would be cool. I made the wheels red. I made the car matte black. I added a little bit of vent to that front. And I made the wheels much smaller than the other one and slammed it down. And do you know what? It's a winner. Oh yeah, I also put horns on there. I absolutely love it. This is absolutely my favorite one. There's those two. You can definitely see the difference is quite large. This is an amazing car. This is the sort of car that I think should absolutely be in GT Online. This is really something that they should do in the future. Really big fan of this. Absolutely love. Thanks for that. Great. Yeah, take a big swing. Good idea. For a slip road. This is just awesome with the flames popping and everything. I am a massive fan of this. This is 10 out of 10. It looks great. It's wonderful. It's surprising how much variety of styles we're able to get out of this considering the level of parts that we had. And I'm very happy with this and it's amazing. If you have got all the way to the end of this video, you can let me know by saying, what have we got over here? Union in the comment section below, and also just let me know which build you think was best out of this or the other ones. And if you want to see more builds on the channel and see me checking out more cars, then click this right now on the screen. There's a video right there, you can click it. That will take you to another video on my channel of another build. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.